What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. Of all the dividend investing videos, this is the second most requested. The $500 investment to start was the most. This is easily the second. Why am I a dividend investor? Well, I didn't find dividend investing. Dividend investing found me, and I'll explain why, and I'll show you guys some examples as to why. This is the traditional romanticized with the stock market view that people give me. Facebook, just a handful of years ago, $80, you own it today, almost $200. Obviously, Google being another big one. If we could go back in time and buy it up for $520 a share, how great will we feel about it being worth $1,300 this year? And don't get me wrong, these would have been incredible investments and great opportunities that I obviously wish I took advantage of now, but know that I didn't. And instead, I've taken advantage of dividend investing. A company like here, Gladstone Investment, where you can look at this and say, okay, my 20 shares, I have a pretty good increase of my return at $35, essentially almost 2 full shares, if not a little bit more than that of the company. But while I've owned this company, they've paid me every single month. And the more that I invest, the more that they pay me. So in just a handful of days, my 20 shares I have is going to pay me $1.36 back. So in addition to having held the stock, in addition to seeing my value of the stock appreciate, they paid me $1.36 this month. Last month, when I only had 17 shares, they paid me $1.16. And that's something that I find rewarding. The cash discipline on management to make sure as a shareholder, no matter what size, 1 stock or 100, I'm happy as an investor and they're continuing to pay me for my contributions to their company. And that matters to me. I can sleep better at night. I can feel much more secure, even though it's not guaranteed, about that investment that I can, hoping that I run into the next big thing. I offer that to you because I want to look at Beyond Meat, and I want to be completely transparent that there was a time, even though they do not pay a dividend, I was seriously considering purchasing Beyond Meat. And I deferred. I said, you know what? I'm going to use this as an example. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But if I'm right, then I'll learn. That's the one thing about the market. When you're wrong, it's generally going to cost you a good amount of money. When you were right, you can go back and kind of say, hey, listen, I made a good decision at that moment. So I distinctly wanted to buy Beyond Meat at $118. And why wouldn't I? At that point, it was literally over $100 lower than it had been at the high. But I also thought to myself, as a stock here that just is a value, is a growth stock, how would you feel about this emotionally on this roller coaster? If you bought at $25 and you got all the way up and you rode the wave to $240 almost, but you didn't sell because you trust in the company, you have to at that point. And then now you're watching all your money slowly dwindle down to about $78. Now, even worse, what if you had bought in when this was $180 and you're looking at a stock that's been going up and up and up and up, and who couldn't invest in this? Beyond Meat is a great company. They're all over the country. You see the success that they have, and then you literally lose almost $100. That is not the type of investor I'm willing to risk being to see the upside of, say, I invested in Twitter or Facebook or Google. Companies that it makes no sense to say you wouldn't invest in today. They're literally programs and companies that we deal with on a daily basis. But I will tell you that for every Twitter, for every Google, for every Facebook, there's 1,000+ other companies that do something like Beyond Meat is doing right now. And that does not mean that Beyond Meat can't prove me wrong and go be a $300+ stock company in 3 months. Is it realistic to expect? No. Are there people buying Beyond Meat right now at $78 hoping it happens? Yes. But they're not going to get paid anything in the interim to wait. And if they have their losses, those are their losses. And that's one of the big things that pushed me away from trying to go in and find growth stocks to buy. It's just, I'm a patient person. I'm willing to wait. And I also like the reward of those monthly payments that I get from dividend companies. Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate you checking it out. You know, I will be back in the week with more commentary.